Senator King always brings Maine common sense and intelligence to every issue. Senator King.
I'll tell you one story from the Intelligence Committee that's not classified. Susan and I are both on the committee, and one day she was making some comments, and Senator Heinrich leaned over to me and said, "Is there something in the water in Maine that gives people common sense?" I thought that was a great compliment to both of us and to Maine. I view this as a national security issue, straight up. I'm on the Intelligence and Armed Services Committee and have seen the threat of international terrorism develop and morph into a new form of threat to our country. It's terrorism 2.0. September 11th was a plot hatched abroad and executed by people that came from foreign countries. What we have been hearing in our committees and what we've been hearing as we talk to the national security people and intelligence people is that the next phase of attacks is exactly what happened in San Bernardino and in Orlando. People already here, radicalized online, often acting as lone wolves and attacking Americans. That's the national security threat that we now face. Our Constitution gives us a balance of a number of values, but the fundamental values of why we have a Constitution or indeed a government are embodied in the preamble. And in the midst of the preamble to the United States Constitution are the following words: "We the people," that's what it says on my tie, "we the people have established a government in order to ensure domestic tranquility and provide for the common defense." There are other purposes as well, but that's the fundamental purpose of any government. And if we are not providing for the common defense and ensuring domestic tranquility, we are failing in our most solemn responsibility in this body. And we are failing with full knowledge of a terrorist threat. Right now, our brave men and women in the Middle East are bombing and doing everything they can to destroy ISIS's arms and arms cache. If there's a truckload of arms coming across the desert, we take them out. What sense does it make that ISIS can mobilize people in this country and they can walk into a store and buy a gun? Why are we making huge efforts and spending millions of dollars to take arms away from our enemies abroad and allowing them to buy them here in the country? Now, I believe that this amendment is absolutely appropriate. And I think everybody has said, they keep using the word bipartisan. I'd prefer nonpartisan, guys. But this is not, I don't think this is a minor step. This is a major step. This is a major gap in our protection and in providing for the common defense and ensuring the domestic tranquility. Now, there is a gap waiting, however, that we also need to address in a future iteration, and that is the fact that even after we pass this, if a terrorist goes to a gun show, there's no check at all. So we've got to close that loophole. That's another discussion for another day. But this is an important step, I believe, in absolutely the right direction. I voted for Senator Feinstein's amendment yesterday. It didn't get enough votes. What we have to do is find a middle way that we can lead this country to protect ourselves from what is, I think, a serious threat, a continuing threat, and it may even, I hope not, but it may be an increasing threat. And I commend Senator Collins for sticking her neck out and for taking heat, for trying to find a rational middle ground. And I think it's a solid amendment, and it's very simple. If you're on the no-fly list or the selectee list, you don't get a gun. To me, that's good old Maine common sense.